Hello everyone, I'm Michał Rećko and in today's video I'm gonna show you how I made a game for So Bad It's Good game jam. I had a lot of fun making a game for this game jam, everything went very smoothly, there were some problems encountered, however they were very quickly resolved. Overall, I'm very happy with what I've managed to achieve. I've made a game called Isla Tortuga, it's my first tower defense that I have made and I think it's actually quite alright. I am very happy that during this jam I've been able to experiment with the tower defense genre. This just shows that I have learned something during this jam, which is always a good thing. So the theme was announced on 2nd of August and it was Shh, the turtles might hear, which is a very strange theme but definitely a very interesting one. So after the theme was announced, there were still 2 days before the jam actually started, which gave quite a lot of time to plan and think about the ideas for the game that I'm gonna be creating. So during those 2 days I've been looking for some kind of inspiration for my game. And one source of inspiration which is really good for the game jam, which is called So Bad It's Good, is the creations of Awokado.
The world's leading producer of child pornography is located in the basement of the Pentagon. The big 3 television networks are all owned and operated by a right-wing church in Atlanta.
So after watching entire postal, I've came up with an idea for a game. So, the idea is that you play as a squad of seagulls, with a task to capture an evil turtle who does some really bad stuff. To do this you have to pass through his security, but be careful, cause if you make too much noise, that turtle is gonna wake up and you're gonna be in big trouble. The game is called Awokado, by the way, so yeah, that's why I thought of this game after watching Postal. And then, once I completed the plan for the game, it was time to wait for the game jam to start. Change of plans, we're making a different game. You see, I had a problem with the current plan. This was an idea for a stealth game. But the thing is, I already made a stealth game last time I participated in a game jam. And I didn't want to repeat myself. So I've done some research and came up with some new ideas for the game. The idea is that you are set with a task to defend the island of Tortuga against French and British. However, the island is an actual turtle and invaders do not know that. And therefore they are really loud and the turtle could wake up if there's too much noise on and around the island. So player has to make sure French and British are unable to capture the island, meanwhile making sure the turtle is asleep. This idea is partially based on a true historical event, as on Wikipedia we can read that the Tortuga was originally settled by the Spanish colonists and French and English colonists from St. Kitts arrived on the island of Tortuga after initially planning to settle on mainland Hispaniola. The French and English settlers were attacked in 1629 by the Spanish, who fortified the island and expelled the French and English. So yeah, I've also learned some history during the jam, the more you know. So with the plan ready, I opened up a new project in Unity. Unity is a great game engine. Most of the games I made so far are made in it, and so far the experience was great. I'm very used to Unity, which definitely did help in making the game, as I didn't have to look through documentation each time I wanted to implement something. So during the first couple days of the game jam, I've been working on implementing the features for the game. During this jam I was working full time and on the days off I had were spent with my friends in town, as 2 movies came out which we wanted to see, those being Bullet Train and Nope. So the time I could spend on making the game was mostly limited to evenings. Anyways, I'm still happy with what I've managed to achieve, and I had a lot of fun making this game. So during the first evening I've been working on enemy behavior. I wanted to add ranged units capable of destroying players' towers. Those ranged ships would approach the island and swim around it, bombarding players' buildings. But obviously those ships need to bombard something, so I added towers. I decided it would be a good idea if player could buy towers from pirates. You see, Isla Tortuga was a pirate heaven for many years, which has been also depicted in such movies as Pirates of the Caribbean. So I made a placeholder for what will become a pirate bay from where player could buy weapons. Then I made simple grid-based tower placement and a tower placeholder. Couple days passed and the gameplay was pretty much done. I just added a landing ship which gets to the island and then dispatches soldiers who will try to occupy the island by capturing the flag. Then I created simple wave control and there we go, we have a tower defense. And then it was time to create the models. During the next couple days of the game jam, I created a bunch of new towers and enemies and models for them. I started off with making models for the turtle, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Then I focused on ships and towers. The first ones I created were the large ship and buccaneer, but there are a bunch of others which I will leave up to you to discover and find out what they're doing. Lastly, I've made model for Pirate Bay and made its UI look better. I was planning on adding a lumber mill building on the island where you could buy repairs, but I ended up not doing it due to time issues. And then, 2 days before the end of the jam, it was time to add a final feature. The noise. Noise is very important part of this game, as when it's too loud the turtle will wake up, ending the game, so player needs to destroy enemies quickly while also making sure soldiers on the island aren't bothering the turtle. I've made a bar on top of the screen which shows how loud it is and how close turtle is to waking up. I made some towers which slow it down, but player needs to manage it. I really enjoyed making sound effects, especially those of the enemy soldiers, as I was trying my best to speak the best English and French I could. Just take a listen.
Matifa, terrible mate.
Doing alright,
some Yorkshire tea?
You want some
Full
Yorkshire
English
tea?
is the best
Full
meal
English
ever
is the-
made. Baguettes, madame.
The final day was very rushed. I've added some minor things, fixed some bugs, and made a very quick and basic main menu. This isn't a lot, but during the final day I barely done any work on the game, and all the work that I did was like 2 or 3 hours before the jam ended. I submitted my game 20 minutes before the deadline, and the vote started immediately afterwards. The games were ranked in 6 criteria: the sound, gameplay, modifier or how it fits with the theme, overall good, overall bad, and graphics. The vote lasted a week, during which I played and ranked as much games as I could. There were some great games made during the jam and I enjoyed playing them. The vote ended at night, so I was asleep when the results showed up, but I woken up to the message congratulating me on coming 10th. I was really surprised my game ended up this high in the ranking, as I really expected to be somewhere at the bottom of the results table, which made me really happy. But my adventure with this game doesn't end here. I'm planning on creating 2 new builds for this game, one with post-jam bug fixes and the other one being an actual update with improved features and new features added that didn't make it into game jam build, such as lumber mill, which I previously talked about. Overall, I had a lot of fun participating in this game jam, and if possible, I will participate in So Bad It's Good game jam next year. Lastly, I would like to say thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel for more content. Until next time, bye!